So first, Happy New Year. Welcome to join today's seminar. So today our topic is Chinese visa policy for foreigner. First, let me introduce Angel Hall. Angel Hall have worked in the foreign invest this area for more than 10 years. So I think she has much experience and many stories can share with us for the visa.
Yes, I think everyone will remember the new regulation was issued from this year September. So there changed some regulation about the visa issue after this regulation issue. So I think there's a lot of regulation emphasized in this document. Here I just only want to point out 3 points. One is about the government will encourage foreign talent entry in China. So this regulation will emphasize China will start R types visa. It's only for foreign talent visa. And second point is about government increase the publish about illegal employment, illegal entry, and illegal residence in China. And 3 is the port visa will not issue more than 3 months. Before, if for some Western country, if they enter in China, they can get more than 3 months visa when they enter in China from the port. But after this regulation issue, the port cannot issue more than 3 months visa. So I think there's main 3 points to change.
For the new policy?
Yes, the main. Of course, I have a lot of difference, but I think that's not very important. We have the evidence to show this foreigner stay in China for a long time, but actually he worked in China, but he didn't get a working visa here. So the police bureau can, the maximum penalty would be increase up to 20,000 RMB and custody 15 days.
But the main point is he got a business visa from China Embassy in Jordan. So everything is legal, but why?
3 years is very long. He don't have any evidence he cannot persuade the government he stay here for 3 years, but just a visit. Because the visit business only allow the foreigner to come to China to make a communication with the supplier or with some companies and then go back to his country. But he's 3 years and he come to China very often and stay here with a multiple entry. So means he stayed in China can be said continuous 3 years, not just 3 years visa. He live in China 3 years, but without leaving visa.
So could you explain more, what's the difference between the work visa and visit visa?
Working visa, you can stay here without any stay limits, which means once you have this visa, you can stay in China until your visa expires. But for visit visa, before September is F, but after September will be coming to M. And this kind of visa can be have the limit state. Sometimes you can get a 30 days limit or 60 days limit. Maximum will be 90 days limit. But for this kind of visa, you only can stay for short term to complete your business communication, and then you go back to your country. But working visa, you can stay here for a long time. And for working visa, you can have a lot of benefit in China, such as you can get a loan from the bank, you can buy insurance, you can buy the car, you can buy the house. But if you have M visa, you cannot do anything, but only for communication and only for business here.
Okay, right now you said with the resident permit, work visa, the foreigner can buy the social insurance here. So what's the benefit for the social insurance? Because some foreigner also ask me this question.
Once you buy this insurance, if you go to the hospital, you will get the reimbursement 90% if you living in the hospital.
So how to get or how to apply the work visa for the foreigners?
It's a very long topic. I think the
Maybe some
main
main point you can introduce.
I think the first is you need to find the employed company who can issue the labor contract with you, sign the labor contract with you. Another just your resume and your education certificate, because labor bureau, they will protect local Chinese staff. If you don't have the high talents or you're just very young, you may have chance to reject from the labor bureau to issue the working permit at the first step. And then just have the certification. That would be very simple. And then the other, I think there's a main you need to prepare.
How long will it take?
You will get, once you get an invitation letter, you will be take 30 days. And then you will take another 30 days to take the interview. So total will be 60 days.
60 days. Working days or just days?
Calendar day.
So also, one of another friend, their company is one hotel in Shenzhen. They hire some foreigner as trainee in Shenzhen, but because trainee, so they will just maybe the period maybe just stay in China for example for 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah, for 6 months. So as you said, to apply the work visa, it will take 60 days. That means 2 months. So like this company, when they hire this foreigner as trainee, they must to apply the work visa or just the visit visa for 6 months. That's enough.
Actually, before they come to China, we can take before they come, we can take another 30 days to get an invitation letter. So they don't need to come to China at the first time to just take the invitation letter. They can wait overseas. Once invitation letter was complete, we can post the invitation letter and the working permit to them. So that will save 30 days. Once they entry, we will arrange an interview. So I think everything will be complete within 60 days. It will be very quick.
So you mean they need to apply or they must apply the work visa?
If they work in local, they must apply.
The company that's going to sponsor someone for a Z visa, what are the requirements?
For the company?
Yeah, I heard that they have to be in existence for 2 years. They have to have a license from the Export Bureau or the Labor Bureau.
Labor Bureau? No. Actually, the company requirement is very simple. Even though new company can application.
Is this a change?
No change.
This is always been this way.
Always. Maybe you are confused with the representative office.
Yeah.
A company limit, representative office only can hire chief and assistant of chief.
So any local company that pays its taxes has a license.
Yes.
Can apply, and do they need to hire through an expert? Is that how they get? Is that what the R visa will be?
RV? What do you mean?
You said there's an R visa, the new visa, the talent visa will be an R visa?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so is that an expert certification? Do they need to be certified as an expert?
Yes, the police bureau, they have lots of items or requirement about what kind of talent can application R visa, and the different business area, such as finance and
So a restaurant could apply for an expert for an R visa, but they would have to show that they're hiring an expert.
Yes.
And they'd have to show that there's not a Chinese person who could do the same job.
Yes.
There's no financial requirement that they have to have a certain amount of income or a certain amount of
No.
square footage in their business?
No, they don't have this kind of requirement. But you should have the real office, and you should have the real office for the company.
And is there a requirement on the real office, how big it is?
No, they don't have, and not without any policy to mention that your office must more than 50 meters square or any figure. But you should have the reasonable. You should have the reasonable office look like you really running a business. There would be some kind of conditions, such as you will have computers, you will have local staffs, because there's one procedure they will request the local police station people to come to your office to check. They will question you local staff to ask them whether you really work in this company and what's your position. That should be exactly the same with the application information.
Is there any limit to how many foreign nationals a company can employ?
I mean, how many foreigners can be employed?
Yeah, in a company.
No, they don't have any limits recently. But just like if your company only investment just like 100,000 RMB and you just run in 1 year and you want to hire 5 foreigners, that would be too much. So should be in a reasonable limits, but they don't have any exactly figure how many.
The R visa, what are the benefits? Why is it good?
Actually, they don't have the exactly policy, but they just say this. You will have a lot of benefits and a lot very convenience. Maybe you will get more than 1 year, like 2 years or 3 years visa.
That's it?
So when one foreigner have his own company, or maybe he set up his new company here in China, he can 100% get one visa for himself or for one his manager in this company.
You mean whether it's 100%
Yes.
to get a visa if the foreigner as an investor?
Yes, because I need him, or maybe I need myself to stay in China to operate or to run his company.
We cannot say anything's 100%, but you have big chance to get a visa.
But we already deposit or maybe transfer the money in West China already. But then
You still have a chance to reject, such as if you in the blacklist in China government, how you can get a
if
visa?
no blacklist,
If everything will be regulation, then you can recall. Yes.
so everyone have questions?
I got here a little late. I'm not sure what visas you might have covered. Have you covered different types of visas?
Yes, and we just talking about the working visa.
Oh, okay.
Because the government increased the penalty about illegal employment.
I was considering, I have a Hong Kong company. I was considering doing a representative office here.
Okay.
And I wasn't exactly sure what the process is for completing the office. I kind of know, but also how do I get I would be the principal of the company here in Shenzhen, and then I have to go apply for my visa.
Yes, so you will be the chief of representative. So you can very easy to get a working visa.
Work or business visa?
Working visa.
Oh, it'd be a work visa.
Yes, work visa. There will be 1 year.
Okay.
But this visa period will be exactly same with your representative license, because the representative license only available 3 years.
3 years, so I get a
Yes.
3-year work visa?
And no, one time issue 3 years. Only renew one time, and next time to renew. But maybe after 3 years, you need to renew your representative license earlier. Otherwise, your visa will be delayed.
Right.
And but company limited will not have this kind of problem, because the company available period will be 10 years or
Okay.
20 years.
Okay.
when I applied later for a business visa, they asked me if I ever overstayed my visa.
Yes.
Do I need to say yes?
Yes.
So I should
You should
acknowledge.
mention that because we also have another. We have another client. He from America, and he he applied working visa in Qingdao, but this time he application the visa in Shenzhen. Was the last time he application in Qingdao, he was rejected, and also he have some record in police bureau. But this time application in Shenzhen, the government have a questions because when they interview, they can ask you many questions. They will ask you, do you have the application visa in China before, working visa before in China? He said no. And the government have the record saying it was requested before in Qingdao. Why you say no? She said, oh, I forgive it. And the government say, how you can forget this information and then reject? So you can tell the government everything true. You cannot say something you forgot or some wrong information because they have all the record.
And for a business visa, I heard that they were limiting it, the stays to 60 days. I just got one with 90 days. Is 90 days still available for the stay? So I got a 1-year business visa with 90-day entries.
90 days entry, 90 days stay, you mean?
Yeah.
And what questions?
My question is, are they going to limit the stay, the 90 days, to 60 or 30, or is 90 still available?
90 days.
I have a year visa. That means I can come and go, multiple entry within a year.
Yes.
Each time I enter China, I'm allowed to legally stay for 90 days.
Okay.
So I have a 90-day stay, 90-day
Yes.
entry. I heard that they're changing that. They're doing that they will soon no longer issue 90-day stays for a business visa. Do you know anything about that?
In China, if you application in China, definitely they cannot issue for 90 days stay.
Right.
Usually the maximum will be 45 days if you application from Shenzhen or other city. But if you apply from China embassy in overseas, so far I never heard that any policy they will change it recently. In short term, they won't change in other country China embassy.
And what's the longest business visa you can get? Can I get a 2 or a 3-year business visa with multiple entries? Or do they limit it to 1 year?
I don't think so. I think the minimum will be 1 year.
1 year.
You need to choose the company who you need to trust. Because, but as you said, yes, recently Hong Kong cannot be issued long, like more than 3 months visa long, more than 3 months visa in Hong Kong. So you need to apply. Usually, our client will be applied from China embassy in their country, but only limited field of countries. American will be one of the country. So
I'm sorry, I didn't get that part. America will be one of the countries that
can be issued more than 1 year, 1 year visa, multiple entry. But yes,
from within China?
yes, you can stay in China, but you need to have a limited visa more than 20 days. Minimum more than 25 days will be more safe. You stay in China, no need to go out, and you send your American China embassy, and they will do that. But you need to through the agent. Of course, you ask the China embassy, they will say no. But the reason is once you have this visa, visa still have an available period. So that's why I say you need to have a more than 25 days visa, because the visa application period and including the courier time will be 20 days. And then you go out to China and they will cancel your current visa, cancel your previous visa, and then you can use your new visa to enter in China.
And who issues that new visa?
American China embassy.
The American, what is that? Is that the
China
American-
embassy in America.
Yes.
The Chinese embassy in the U.S.?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it makes more sense maybe to establish an office in Hong Kong and do a representative in Shenzhen, visa-wise. What are the costs of this process? So establish a company in Hong Kong and a rep office in Shenzhen.
I think the Hong Kong company need to register more than 2 years. So it cannot be, if you just register today, you cannot be immediately to register a rep office in local. So you need to buy a company more than 2 years history. And then you set up a rep office.
Within that, you still have to have a minimum accounts balance of 100,000, like like you were saying.
Account?
The rep office doesn't have a minimum capital requirements.
Yeah,
No.
capital requirement.
Rep office without capital requirement.
Right.
Because you cannot do any business in China, so you don't need to invest anything. You just rent the office, and you can hire staff. But staff you need to through FESCO, another third party to sign the labor contract.
Right, so I have to have labor contracts and also registered company in order to have the office, or do I have? I don't need to have a registered company in order to have the office.
You need to have the office.
But for the registration of the company name, do I still have to register the company, even if I have the office?
Sorry, I didn't catch
Like
it.
for example, let's just say I rent this office next door without a company name.
Without company name,
If I didn't register my company.
without register your company.
Yeah, so I couldn't do it.
Cannot, because your license need to mention about your office address.
So I have to register the company first, and then you can rent an office.
No, you need to rent the office and then you have the license. If you're not renting, you without have the license.
On the rep office, what are the office requirements? Are you supposed to go out and rent a big office? Is it a virtual office, or what different kinds of businesses, I think, maybe have different requirements?
Rep office, you need just in a commercial building.
In a commercial building?
Yes.
So you have to have your own desk, or can it be a virtual office where you just rent the address, or?
Virtual office definitely you cannot, because the rep office not allowed this. And even though you want to application a working visa, you need to have your own office here.
Okay. And I know in my apartment, there's people that have businesses in my apartment. There's a guy that's got an office 2 doors down. He's got a sign that says something trading company. 3 stores up, they're making printed circuit boards, you know, and I can smell the chemicals. How are people doing that?
Apartment, recently apartment also can be allowed as an office.
Okay.
Yes, because also have the new regulation was changed from this year. That's only for local company, and not for foreigner.
Okay.
But foreigner also need to rent the office in commercial building.
But it has to, so where a local person can rent an office in an apartment building, but a
Yes.
foreign person has to rent in
Yes.
a commercial building.
Yes.
Okay? The rules are not exactly the same.